Welcome back. As we promised, we are going to shed more light on the World Economic Forum taking place in Riyadh, and it's scheduled to take place today and tomorrow with the participation of more than 1,000 participants. Yesterday, Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli, on behalf of President Abdel Fattah Sisi, arrived in the Saudi capital to participate in the event, as well as a number of other ministers. On top of the list is Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri and Minister of Planning Dr. Hel Al-Said. Before going into more details, let me first welcome my dear guest via phone, His Excellency Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Thank you very much for being with us, sir.
It's my pleasure. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Let's start immediately with what happened already. Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri participated in the ministerial meeting on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum, as they discussed, of course, the latest developments in the Middle East. On top of the list is the Israeli genocide war in Gaza. And Foreign Minister Shukri renewed the Egyptian full rejection to the Israeli displacement of Palestinians, whether inside or outside their territories, and the immediate need to have a comprehensive ceasefire on the ground to stop the bloodshed. How do you see, sir, all the time repeating and renewing the Egyptian stance regarding the Palestinian cause, and particularly when it comes to the regional meetings like the one we are talking about?
We shall continue making all our efforts in order to uncover what's going on in Gaza, thanks media and its new ways of communication, that we can communicate with the whole world. This event is part of the activities of the Davos Forum, and as one minister of the Arabia Saudi declared yesterday, that this is one of the largest forum Davos has ever gathered for. More than 1,000 participants are there.
Yeah.
In general, we are there to listen to what is going on in the whole world, especially that the whole world economy is not in its very good health. So we want to see how we are going to cooperate in order to overcome those problems.
Amen
Also,
to that,
we are
sir.
discussing the impact of the war in Ukraine, the epidemic of COVID-19, and our regional problems on top of it, what is going on in Gaza, the fight in Syria, the division in Libya, the disastrous situation in Sudan, and the threat of navigation in the Red Sea by the Houthis in Yemen.
Yeah.
So really, we are living a very sad story, as a matter of fact, and thank God that still we have Egypt on top of the Arab world, standing on its solid feet, with our brothers in the Gulf, the 6 Gulf states, and relatively Morocco, Algeria. We are still trying to gather the whole Arab world there.
Let me echo what you have just said, sir, regarding the turmoil or the current situation, which is not good, unfortunately. We cannot separate economy and politics. I mean, simply, if you want to invest in a place, it should be safe first into any details. And I think that it's going to be such an opportunity to discuss the whole issue with the participation of American Secretary of State Antony Blinken, as it was confirmed that he is going to be in Saudi Arabia on Monday to participate in the event. And this is going to be the 7th trip of Blinken to the Middle East since last October. Do you think, sir, that really it's going to be another chance for the Arab foreign ministers to speak in more details with Blinken about the efforts which should be exerted by America itself to press Israel to stop what's happening, and taking on the background the massive demonstrations in American universities by thousands or tens of thousands of American students against the Israeli genocide war?
Of course, such a meeting make our life much better, and I don't think that Mr. Blinken is in need to hear much more information. He is the most well-informed minister in the whole world. He is in a position to know exactly what's going on in Gaza. the problem is that America is in between two different policies. Its relation with the Arabs, its relation with the whole world community, that it has to act as a big power supporting peace and development. On the other hand, they are committed to Israel, and whatever Israel is doing, the United States is supporting. So if he talks with us about peace and development, on the other hand, he left in Tel Aviv an envelope with $14.5 billion as a help to the Israeli government aggression. He is leaving special forces to help Israel in its war by very sophisticated means. The American fleet are in the Red Sea and the Mediterranean. So they are in the middle of double-face policies. Of course, we facing him in such an opportunity will make him aware that nobody is bluffed by his policy and the American policy.
You know, sir, what's going on made analysts comparing Blinken with Kissinger, with the return or the trips to the Middle East for many times in a very short period, relatively a very short period of time. But they said that the mission of Blinken is harder or more difficult. Do you agree with them?
Yes, of course, because the United States is trying to make a big support to Israel, and we had a good experience when the President Biden was to come to meet the 9 Arab states, head of states, and he declared his initiative asking the Arab world to establish a pact against Iran. And the unity among us make them declare that we do not consider Iran as an enemy. Enemy is a brother country, a member with us in the Islamic Conference. And I remember that a few years ago we were establishing the group D8 of the Islamic industrialized countries to proceed for more and more cooperation. This solid position of leaders made the American leader and the president change his position from asking us to establish a pact against Iran to ask Israel to accept the two-state solution. And here America is not betraying Israel, because even the wise men of Israel know that without having two states on the Palestinian territory, no future is can be seen for Israel, because one day the Palestinians will outnumber the number of the Jews. Mm. How you can establish a Jewish country like that? So let us hope that we are day after another we are making small and few steps towards making the situation a little bit better. But we have a disastrous situation because the continuous killing, the continuous war against innocent
genocide, the bloodshed. I mean, more than 34,000 Palestinian civilians, mostly women and children. And as we heard, or as the media reports were saying, that the ICC warrant against Benjamin Netanyahu is going to be released in a few hours. Let's wait and see. But if you permit me, we are going to return back to the economic side of the coin, or the World Economic Forum in Riyadh, which is going to be held under the title of International Cooperation, Growth and Energy for Development. Sir, it's going to be such a platform for decision makers coming from all over the world. As we said, more than 1,000 participants. What are the most important challenges in front of them?
We have the problem of the energy, and we have to save energy. We have to make good use of energy. Thank God that Egypt and the Arab world are self-sufficient concerning gas and oil and electricity. Now we are becoming a good candidature to export energy to Europe, whether it is electricity or gas. On the other hand, we have the food problem, the food security problem. Because of the war in Ukraine, with the trade in cereals and the trade in food in general is in a bad condition. Mind you that the Arab world has a gap of food cost, billions and trillions of dollars because of this game. So this is one fact we have to face. We have to know that the game of value and currencies is well played by the Americans especially. Another dimension we have to be aware that there are people who are benefiting from these wars. On top of them is the Israel, because it's well known to the Israelis that if the war stops, he will be tried and he will go to jail immediately, because he is the justice in Israel is waiting for him.
I think by all means he is going to go to jail.
He's accused of something.
Let's wait and see this ICC warrant and all the media reports about that. Well, we are going to continue following up the forum in Saudi Arabia. And sir, thank you very much for your input. Have a very good day. We were very much delighted to have with us by phone His Excellency Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, Assistant Foreign Minister. Right after the short break, we are going to return back with more, so stay tuned.